Hello, my name is Rhonda Fisher. My project is on applying network science to understanding word usage patterns as part of improving partnership. And I'd like to start by thanking Professor Ahn for his support for this project. This is a picture of organizations connected to words on their websites. These are clusters, the arrow points to clusters of words unique to a network community or organization. The project approach starts with a list of home websites, scrape the words, gets a clean list of the top 200 words based on frequency, and determines the term frequency, inverse document frequency, or TF-IDF. The word matrix is loaded into Gephi for visualizing and determining word communities. Additionally, the word vectors are compared using a cosine similarity test and also applying non-negative matrix factorization, or NMF. These are a list of the 50 websites used. They're a diverse set of sites. At some level, I have a connection to all of them. They include our local school districts, my employer, other nonprofits, colleges, universities, health services organizations, news websites, faith-based organizations, churches, manufacturing suppliers, and local restaurants. The analysis looked at community changes as the number of websites increased from 35 to 50, as well as what happens when the tools are applied within one community. So initially, starting with the 35 websites, it created a network of a little over 2,500 nodes and close to 7,200 edges. There's a logarithmic curve to the degrees due to 1,500 or 60% of the words having 1 degree. The modularity groups are logical. However, we do see in the white circles, the nonprofit funders are spread across the communities, seemingly more aligned with their focus area than each other. CBS in red circle shows closer aligned with education than news. Hazelden and Groups Inc., which are for-profit health services organizations, are showing aligned with manufacturing. Curiously, Komatsu and the Columbus Chamber of Commerce are also aligned with education. And BCSC, our local school corporation, Bartholomew Consolidated, is grouped with manufacturing. The next step was to add some more websites. So we added 7 faith-based sites. And the groups did seem to clarify. We see the faith-based groups together with in the orange color, lower right. And we have the similar and previous groups that we saw before. We still see some outliers, such as Daimler and Flat Rock Hog Creek School District together. And we see the Hindu Society, HSSI, linked with the Chamber of Commerce, and PBS News is showing in education. When I added 5 additional websites, restaurant websites, the restaurants are shown together in green, and the major groupings don't really change, though we do see some of the ambiguous word groups that move around, still moving around a bit. This next portion drilled into the news community. And now we see each news organization become its own word community with common words in the center and specific words linked to each site. And you can see examples. High TF-IDF words are linked with one news organizations, and they're repeated within that organization. The lines in green show those connections. Low TF-IDF words are shared between news organizations, and those are the lines shown in brown on the right. Repeated words that don't cross organizations have the highest TF-IDF values. These are examples of a few words with high and low TF-IDF. For Fox, it's rewritten, redistributed, shop Fox. For The Guardian, it's Brexit, soccer, culture. For PBS, it was border, court, budget, and for CNN, editorial, rating, and purchases are example. For the low TF-IDF words that were repeated across site, it's news, world, what, not, his, one. Applying the cosine similarity to the TF-IDF word vectors for Indiana University, IUPUC shows as the most closely aligned, and this makes sense since IU is run by IUP. IUPUC is run by IU. Second and third are Purdue and Ohio State universities, which makes sense as they're physically close state universities. Only the Community Education Coalition, where I work, and Strata are non-universities in the top 10 for IU. However, these their mission includes funding and partnering with education, so their inclusion is reasonable. When they use the cosine similarity test with Fox News, we see the Guardian as the closest. However, it does have a lower cosine value than the IUPUC-IU combination. We're seeing it closer to 0.18 versus 0.27. Interestingly, several universities showed up in Fox News' top 10: Iowa, University of Michigan, Purdue Polytechnic in Columbus, as well as McDonald's. So not exactly sure the reason for that. The next step was applying sklearn's NMF function, non-negative matrix factorization, to the news websites, and it found 5 topics based on word groups. So topic 1, with words like minutes and reserved, year sports, it's the calendar events, including sports that happen on annual cycles. Slide 2 are the topics dealing with user feedback and communication with the news organization. Topic 3 is local news, basically, such as public education, reading, local economy. Topic 4 are stories, radio programs, which often have human interest stories. So I would say this is the human interest stories topic. Topic 5 with health, Trump, rights, travel. These are dealing with current political events and national news. When the NMF algorithm is applied across all of the 50 websites, we're seeing the similar groupings that we saw before: education, faith and health, news, manufacturing, and automotive. So the NMF algorithm does seem to complement the communities by showing these topics within it. So now I'm going to move on and apply the tool set to my employer, the Community Education Coalition and its partners. We receive funding from national and state partners, and we fund local education programs. Key points from the network analysis is that it's fairly similar to the overall group with the 50 websites, such as 60% of the words being unique to one organization and a low clustering of words. There are interesting clusters within the community, including the Chamber of Commerce being linked with Ivy Tech, and CEC, or Community Education Coalition, being linked with the local school districts, Flat Rock, Hawk Creek, and Bartholomew Consolidated School Corporation. So looking at this, the question comes to mind: is there an optimal number of shared words that indicates a partnership is efficient? Remember, each organization has its top 200 words, and then shared words link the word communities. From the study discussed in class, there's an optimal ratio of connections for information diffusion between people. Does that same ratio apply to shared words in this kind of a situation across the websites? If so, then BCSC would fall into that range. And when we apply the cosine similarity test, BCSC does come to the top, followed by Heritage, which was second before. So there does seem to be alignment, and the top 10 does include our local partners. Additionally, applying the NMF topics, it fits to the work that we do: human rights events, education advising, education success stories, member support. student summer jobs and work experience. So in conclusion, the words an organization uses on its website reflects its purpose and priorities. By applying network and data science tools to word usage, we can quantify and better understand our similarities and differences. There are many studies applying of the comparison of websites using algorithms, many with financial incentives, including protecting intellectual property, stickiness of sites, their authenticity. So this is a, this study or this project was in a similar vein. So thank you. I appreciate you listening. Please contact me with questions.